Hello students, today we show a new topic in introduction to hybrid electric vehicle. So previously we have shown the six vehicles analysis, uh, that is the data from the manufacturers, and the sixth case is the ammonia fueled vehicles. So for that we have calculated the data, and that is the published by the Ford on the performance. It's hydrogen fueled Ford Focus vehicles. So that is the variant of the Ford vehicles. And so what are the environmental impact for that? And that is the air pollution and the greenhouse gases emissions. So the main gases of the CO2, CH4, NO2, N2O, and SF6, that is the sulfur hexafluoride. So and all these have the greenhouse gases impact weighting coefficients, and that is the relative to the CO2, means how the CO2 emitted, or the and how much it affect the greenhouse gases, and that is the ranging from the 1 to 24,900 respectively. So the air pollution, the for the airborne pollutants, that is the CO, NO, and SO, and the various of the carbon gases, and that is the assign for that weighting the coefficients, and that is the 0.017 to 0.64, and 1 to 1.3 for that. So the if the CO for that we have considered the carbon monoxide, and its weighting coefficient is 0.017, and nitrogen oxide, any of the nitrogen oxide, that is the that's weighting coefficient is the 1. Sulfur oxide, or whatever sulfur and oxide mixing, oxygen mixing, its weighting coefficient is 1.3, and the various oxygen and carbon, the gases, that is its weighting coefficient is 0.64. So these are its uh, the values of that. So that is not much more important for us right now. So the main vehicle production stage contributes to the total life cycle environmental impact through the pollutions, and that is the associated with the three things. That is the first is the extraction and processing of material resources, second is the manufacturing, and third is the vehicle disposal stage. So the additional sources of greenhouse gases and the uh, air pollution emissions, that is are the associated with the fuel production and the utilization stages. So means how much you have to use these vehicles, and the how much or which fuel you have to use for that. So ultimately greenhouse gases and the air pollution is depending on that. So the environmental impact of these stages have been evaluated in the numerous life cycles assessment of the fuel cycles, means how much you have to use your vehicles, that is the main thing, and how you use. And these gases, the air pollutions gases, or means greenhouse gases, the depending on how much you have to use your vehicle, and how you use your vehicle, how you run your vehicles on that. So for the electric car, we have considered the three scenarios for that. So we have assumed that because we need the electric car for the pure and zero emissions. So we have to generate the electricity for that. So for the electricity production for the electric car, we have cases the three scenarios. The first is the when electricity is produced from the renewable energy sources and the nuclear energy. Second is the when 50% of electricity is produced from the renewable energy sources and the 50 from the natural gases at an efficiency of 40%. And the third scenario is when electricity is produced from the natural gases at an efficiency of 40%. So in that, the air pollution emissions are the calculated and assuming that the greenhouse gases emissions for the plant manufacturing correspond the entire to the natural gas combustions. So the greenhouse gases and the air pollution emissions that is the embedded in the manufacturing a natural gas power generation plant, and that are the negligible compared to the direct emission during its utilizations. So these factors we have considered, and in the greenhouse gases and the air pollution emissions, we have first seen the what are the what are the effects of that the greenhouse gases and the air pollution if we use these three scenarios for the electricity generations. So here that is the table, and you have to show in that the greenhouse gases and air pollution emissions per the per mj, that is the megajoule of electricity produced. So first scenario we have to electricity produced, that is the from the renewable energy plus the nuclear energy. So the greenhouse gases emissions, that is the 5.11 its value, and the air pollution emissions means 0.195. Second scenario, we have the electricity produced using the 50% renewable and 50% the natural gases. So in that, the greenhouse emission is 77.5 and air pollution emission is 0.295. And in the third scenario, that is the 100% the natural gas, so the greenhouse emission is 149.9 and the air pollution emission is 0.573. So this is the based on the internet data. So on that, we have seen that the maximum greenhouse gases emissions in the 100% use of natural gases to produce the electricity, and the maximum air pollution by the natural gases, that is 0.573, and the lower value in the renewable energy sources plus nuclear energy. So renewable energy, we have know about the renewable sources that is generate the electricity, and we have also known the nuclear energy, that is the generation for the electricity production. We have learned about the nuclear power plants, so that is the clean power plant, because here it is the zero emission of the greenhouse gases as well as the air pollutions, so its value is very less. So for that, this is the values of that. And in last, we have seen that the hydrogen gases internal combustion engines. So in that, the for the hydrogen charging of the fuel tanks on the vehicles, that is the requires the compressions, so compression is required for that. So therefore, in the present case, we have considered that the energy from hydrogen compression to be provided by the electricity. So the next the in the table, we have seen that the greenhouse gases and air pollution emissions per the mj fuel of hydrogen from natural gas produced. So how much hydrogen is produced by the natural gases, and what are the scenarios for that? So for scenario 1, that is the 78.5 greenhouse gases emissions, and the air pollution emission is 0.0994. For scenario 2, that is 82.1 and 0.113, and scenario 3 it is the 85.7 and 0.127. So this is the values of the hydrogen from fuel of hydrogen from natural gas produced. So the greenhouse gases and the air pollution emissions are the reported from the hydrogen vehicles, and for the three electricity generation scenario we have seen here, and according to that environmental effects of the hydrogen compressions. So you have seen here the greenhouse gases also produced in the hydrogen fuel combustions, the and the air pollution, and we have seen that the air pollution also in the hydrogen fuel gases or fuel for that. So in that now the environmental effect of the fuel utilization stage and as well as the overall life cycle is the presented here for that, and the that is the environmental impact that is the associated with the vehicle and overall life cycle and fuel utilization and stage. So here it is the vehicle types, and that is the greenhouse gases emissions, that is the kg per 100 kilometer, means if you drive the uh, car or bike for 100 kilometers, how much greenhouse gases you have to emissions, and the how much air pollutions will be emissions for that. And overall life cycle means the how much you have to use your bike or car, how much time, means 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and after that you have to dispose that, not for selling that. uh, so the it is the vehicle types, that is your conventional the vehicle types. The means 100% use the you have to use the natural resources like natural gases, that is the petrol, diesel, gas, cng and etc. So for that fuel utilization stage greenhouse emissions, that is the 19.9 kilogram per 100 kilometer, and the air pollution is 0.0564 kilogram per 100 kilometer, and from the overall life cycle, that is 21.4 and 0.06 the air pollutions. So in a hybrid, that is the 11.6 and 0.0328, and overall life cycle, that is the 13.3, that is 0.037. And the for the electric scenario 1, electric scenario 2, that is electric S1, electric S2 and electric S3. So if you use these three scenarios that we have about mentioned, this is the values of uh, the greenhouse emission and air pollution emissions, and the overall life cycle also we have shown here the values, same as the fuel cell scenario 1 and fuel cell scenario 2, fuel cell scenario 3 we have about discussed above. And H2 internal combustion engine means hydrogen combustion engine, and NH3 to H2 internal combustion engines. So you have seen that if we use the NH3, that is the ammonia and hydrogen internal combustion engine, of greenhouse gases emissions is zero, and the air pollution is also is very low in that, so it is the 0.013. But in electric S1 you have to see that air pollution emission is 0.00131, so that is the most lower value in that. So means you have to in electric scenario 1, that is the we have to use the renewable energy as well as nuclear energy for the generation of the electricity. So this is the values we have find in from the book, and this is the values for that. So we have know about that the how much greenhouse gases emissions per 100 kilometer, kg per 100 kilometers, and how much we have to if we use the the car, the petrol car or diesel car or CNG car, we have to how much emissions the gases overall life cycle we have shown here also. So and these are the values of that, and the we have seen that the H2IEC means hydrogen internal combustions engine vehicles results, that is the based on the assumptions that is the only greenhouse gases emission during the utilization stage, and are associated with the compression work that is the needed to fill the fuel tank for the vehicle. So H2IC the results is the assumption base, and when we fuel because we have to use the hydrogen fuel as a compressed hydrogen gas fuel. For that we have to need it to fill the fuel tank for the vehicles. For the greenhouse gases effect of water vapor emissions, as we have neglected here, and due to the analysis and its little value, and the for the ammonia fuel vehicle, that is NH3H2IEC, it is a very small amount of the pump we have used for that, and therefore the ammonia fuel was considered to emit the no greenhouse gases during the fuel utilizations. So these are the scenarios for the for that, and for that we have to plotting one graph that is the this all the vehicles scenario, and its greenhouse gases emission as well as the air pollutions emissions. So here you show the graph, that is the above on values. This graph is plotted using these values. So this is the environmental the indicates the 6 vehicles types of that. So this is taken from the book also. So now what is the results of a technical, economical and environmental analysis? So this in the present situation, this case study is provides a general approach for assessing the combined technical, economical and environmental benefits of the transportations options. So this analysis shows that the hybrid and electric cars have advantage over the others. So the economics and the environmental impact that is associated with the use of electric car depends significantly on the sources of the electricity. First is the if electricity is generated from the renewable energy sources. So the electric car is the advantage of the to the hybrid vehicles. Second is the if we generate the electricity from the fossil fuels, the electric cars remains competitive only if the electricity is generated on the board. And if the electricity third is the if the electricity is generated with the efficiency of 50 to 60% by a gas turbine engine that is the connected with the high capacity battery and electric motor. So this car is the superior in many respects. And the fourth is the for electricity generation, that is the we have to use in scenario 3 and scenario 2 and scenario 3 by using the ammonia as means to store hydrogen on the vehicles, and it is the best option among this analyzed, that is the shown we have shown in this above figure. So these are the normalized economical and environmental indicators for the 6 vehicles, and the you have shown here that the conventional car is the cost is that is the one, that is the factors of that, and its range is higher, and the lower range is that from the graph, that is the electrical scenario 1. So we have shown here that the normalized in the general manner, so that is the highest from that, and the general indicators for that: air pollution emissions, that is greenhouse gases emissions, and the fuel cost, and the range, and the car cost. So this the values are defined from the books. So the electrical car with capability, that is for the electricity generation, that is the represent of the beneficial options, and it's worth for further the investigation for on that. So as the part of the effort, we have to develop the energy efficient and ecological begins in the vehicles for that. So what are the main limitations of these studies? So this uses the data which may be limited accuracy in some instance, and the second is the subjectivity of the indicators, that is we have chosen for that, and the simplicity of the produced, that is the producer, that is the use for developing the general indicators without using unique weighting coefficients. So some are the limitations we have taken here. So we have not shown all these all the datas in that. For that, so from that we have understand that the how much greenhouse gases is emitted by the vehicles, and air pollution values for that from these case studies. And we have seen that we have the scenarios for that. We have generated the electricity from different ways, and how we utilize for that. So hope you understand all these things in the these topics, and that is the present situations of, and provides a general approach for assessing the combined technical, economical, and environmental benefits of the transportations options. So this is for the only study purpose, and in that next lecture we have understand about the what are the effect, and what are the drive trains for that, and the basics of all these things. Hope you understand this topic, and if you have any query, please ask me anytime. You have comment here also below. You have directly called me or message me. Thank you so much.